Samantha Fallhafer, Move Well Philly. I just want to present to you a daily routine that you can do in a chair. So this is a lot of activity that you can do if you're sitting at a desk, or if you don't want the stability demands of trying to stand up and do some of these joint circles. Your joints need to move in order to be healthy, so this is trying to teach you how to do really dedicated full range motion things. But what you want to avoid is having any pain. So if you're doing any of these motions at all and you start to feel a pain or a pinching, stop. Find a professional that can see you in person, or go to functionalanatomyseminars.com, which is where I learn most of my stuff, and find a practitioner near you. Otherwise, if you feel pain, you can also do a smaller version if that turns it into a movement that doesn't have any pain. Right? For example, if I'm doing an arm circle and it hurts when I do an arm circle this big, I'll do an arm circle that's a little bit smaller. Okay? Other than that, I want you to try to push for the biggest range of motion that you can at any time, and just follow along. We're going to go head to toe. We're going to stay pretty much always in the chair, I believe. I'm going to be out the goal for that, so you can use these throughout your day. All right, let's start with our heads. So we're just going to bring our chin down to our chest. And notice that my shoulders are staying back and not allowing myself to slump forward. You can hang out there for a few seconds and kind of let your neck lengthen, and then start to roll it around. Again, I'm keeping a little bit of light tension down in my shoulders so that I don't allow them to follow. If I don't keep my shoulder down, it'll start to do this, which isn't necessarily bad, but the point is to really see how much range of motion I have in just my neck, not my neck and my shoulders. If you're doing this on your own, you're not watching me on the video later, make sure that you're doing it really slow and controlled, trying to feel every degree of the circle, and moving with intent. Let's go the other direction. Rolling around, trying to make the biggest circle I can, trying to keep my shoulders out of it, keeping a little light tension throughout. Let's do one more that way. All right, and I'll give you the side view for the shoulder stuff. From here, I'm just going to work my scapula. Scapula being your shoulder blade, this little bony part that sticks out when you do this stuff. And all I want to do is I'm going to keep my arm pretty flat at my side, so I'm not doing a lot of waving. Many people will compensate by doing elbow motion. I want to see if you're able to do a full circle without any other joints being involved. So bringing that shoulder all the way up to your ear to start, squeeze that for a second. Now start to roll it all the way forward. Trying to find every degree. I'm not just going here. Slowly start bringing it all the way down. Think of like the axle on a train. My hand is staying in one spot, and just the wheel where my scapula is moving. Tucking it all the way back in my pocket. Trying to scrape that back edge. All the way up to the top. And roll it forward. I'm trying to make the biggest circle I can. Make every circle a little bigger than the last one. As I get a little more in touch with my body, I can explore a little bit more and find other ranges that feel good. And let's reverse that. From the top, squeeze there. Maintain a little tension through the arm. Now you're keeping some tension for a few reasons. I want to make sure that I'm making the biggest circle possible, and I have to have some tension to try. You're also providing more stability for your body to create power within those ranges of motion. If it has to worry about potentially falling over, which the chair is helping with, then that's the first thing it's going to worry about. You're not going to get as much motion through the joint. All right, let's do the other side. From here, hand stays low. Create a little tension here. I can also squeeze my knees together. Bring it up to the top. Squeeze there. Rolling forward. Make the biggest circle I can. Come all the way down. Tuck it in the back pocket. Squeezing that out. And up. If you do stuff like this every day, promise if you do it with intent and really trying to squeeze out, re-educate your body about how it's supposed to be able to move, those aches and pains that you wake up with every day are going to start going away. Let's reverse directions. From the top, squeezing back, reaching all the way down, coming forward again. Make sure that elbow is straight, all the way up to the top, bringing it back, and coming all the way down. My body wants to skip over this last part, so I'm really trying to squeeze so that I can feel that full circle. All right, To save you a little bit of time, you can do these individually, but I'm just going to show you the elbow stuff from here. I'm going to start off. I can't do this without talking about like spirit fingers. So I'm bringing myself up and keeping my elbows locked to my sides, and my pinkies are going external to my shoulder, just so that I'm maxing out that range. And I'm kind of turning them as if I can get more. So this is really getting me a maxed out articular rotation from the elbow. From there, I'm going to bring my hands down if I'm spilling something. And I'm creating some tension here. It's very easy to just kind of flop, so resist yourself a bit. Pretend that you have to push something with your hands. Then from there, I'm going to turn my palms in, and this is a little trickier to do in a chair, but you'll still get some good motion. And I'm going to roll it up, high, and turn your palms in, squeeze that out, all the way down. Resisting yourself a little bit the whole time. Palms in, all the way up. I'm going to squeeze that out too. These little pauses make all the difference. I'm going to squeeze to make sure that I'm tucking as much as I can. I feel my forearm and my bicep marrying together. Maybe you can only go to here. That's fine. Just do the best to your maximum ability. And let's reverse direction. Swiping back down the front. Keeping that straight. There's a checkpoint there. Turn as far as I can forwards from the elbow. Bring it up. Squeezing there. Keep squeezing there. Swipe down, pause, pause. Every pause, you're trying to see if you can get a little bit more range. Pause, pause. All right. Wrists. These are surprisingly difficult when you're doing it right. So if you're just like, I don't know what the big deal is, you're probably doing it wrong. So we'll show you the double-sided again, just to save us a little bit of time. You could break it down one by one. One thing to remember, if you want to be able to balance, say, your phone on your forearm. If you're flopping around like this, you'd be dropping your phone on the ground and incurring your insurance costs and making your life really difficult. So you don't want to do that. So we're going to keep this flat. If you need to keep yourself honest, go get your phone or something else like that. A cup of coffee, rest it on your forearm and see how that goes. From here, I'm going to bring my pinkies together. Like they're a couple of spaceships about to fire at each other. And this is why you should take classes with me, because it's so entertaining. My jokes are so good. And pulling up. I'm trying to keep it out of my fingers. I don't want to just claw. It's coming from the wrist. I'm going to roll it out to the thumb side, which is not going to be a huge range of motion. And I know because I have pretty good range and I'm barely moving here. Keep it as far to the thumb side as you can. And keep scraping that outer edge. Like I'm spilling something out. Now I'm really trying to pull the back of my hand towards my forearm. Really work those extensors. Bring it all the way to the pinkies again until they can fire at each other. Come all the way up. Out to the thumbs. I'm anchoring my elbows into me too, kind of helps me not move a lot. Spill it out. Cracks are fine as long as you don't have any pain afterwards. And let's just do one or two the other way. Pinkies back towards each other. Keep those forearms flat. True range of motion here. Squeeze that out. Keep squeezing those edges. You should feel like you're working the whole time. Up to the thumb. All the way up. And one last one. Pinkies towards each other. Spill it out. Rotate to the thumbs. Keep it wide. Scrape up. Good job. You could do this individually with your fingers too. You could give yourself a little bit of motion like this, or work individual ones. I'm not going to go through that right now, although we could probably all use work with our thumbs here. Keeping a squishy ball around to work those things at your desk is fine too. Let's do our spines. This is one of the most overlooked but also simplest things that you can do, especially for desk job type stuff. It's just getting some rotation and movement through your spine. So we have flexion, extension, side flexion, which flexion, extension, and then rotation that we can get through here too. You want to be able to articulate through all the parts of your spine. When you have a lot of pain in one area, it probably means that that area is working hard because another area is not moving. So if you're finding that you have consistent stuff going on in one part of your back, it's usually because it's working harder for either your hips or something else is out of alignment, and that's why you should come see a professional to figure out where it's really coming from. But to start, you can start maintaining yourself by doing this. Let's do the more socially acceptable versions first. I'm just going to turn around like I'm looking for something behind me. If I have a spinny chair, you're going to resist spinning with the chair and actually get some movement through your spine. So I'm going to just keep my hips facing forward, which is nice of this chair to keep me down. I'm going to try to keep my sit bones in place, and I'm going to start turning around. You probably have a back to your chair, so you could use that, but I really don't want to, I'm not going to pull myself into the position here. I want my muscles through my chin and abdominis here to actually pull me around. Squeezing there, eyeballing. And if you want to add the hands a little bit, it's okay, but I'd really rather just these muscles work so you have true motion. That's the difference between active and passive range. This is my active range. I could pull myself more, but can I control it? I might end up coming back. All right, let's go the other way. Now I want to see what Mary's doing over here. Turn around, hips are still facing forward, squeezing around. Take a couple breaths. On the exhale, it'll feel better if you try to twist more on an exhale than an inhale. Squeeze it out. I'm more or less trying to spin in place here rather than do this. Nothing wrong with that, but that's just not what I'm going for at the moment, okay? And let's go back and forth one more time. Twist here. You see a lot of people at this stuff will kind of just do like a quick, like, I'm going to try to crack my back. I'm looking for motor control through the muscles. No momentum, no external forces, just me and my spine and all the muscles around it. Good. Oh no, now I dropped the pencil. So now I'm going to go into flexion, extension. So I'm going to bring my chin down to my chest. I'm going to try to visualize using one vertebrae at a time. So my chin comes to my chest, and then I would have, if you're in here as a client, I would be walking my fingers down your spine to try to indicate where I want you to disappear next. So I'm going to try to keep each one at a time. The other thing I like to say for this is, hopefully you know what a stegosaurus looks like. Those bony plates coming out the spine. Imagine you're trying to push your stegosaurus plates out. So I'm not just curling myself down, I'm trying to actively reach my spikes out through my spine, which uses the muscles there up. Now, I feel a sticky spot right there, so we'll get back to that in a second. So you're just gonna come, still trying to do vertebrae to vertebrae, and then when you come back up, I'm trying to think about the bottom of my spine pulling first. See if I can find those muscles. If you can't, it's fine, just pretend, visualize, try to find them, hang out there for a second, and roll up. Now the important thing here too is that you're scanning as you go to find where your tight spots are. And I'm going to go into full extension. I'm trying to think about from here first, slowly extending up and out, which might be easier even with a chair. So you have some support. And one more time, coming down. One vertebrae at a time. Stick your plates up. And now I'm going to ask you to find the stickiest part of your back. For me, that's around right here, around my thoracic. And from here, I'm going to add back that twist. So I have my sticky spot. I'm going to continue to try to stick my spine out as I twist one way or the other. You can also squeeze yourself. This is the less acceptable is looking like you're kind of sad and need a hug, which maybe you do is fine. I'm going to squeeze, which is just going to help activate the muscles through my corset, so to speak, a little bit better. Squeezing down and twisting through that sticky area. Maybe yours is a little bit higher. You can play with different spots. Since mine's here, I'm going to do my twist. Then roll the other way and twist. You know, this whole routine may not be exactly what you need. So it's up to you to kind of take some ownership of your body and figure out where are the spots that you need to work the most and then do something about it. But you can, and that's the beautiful thing. All right, so that's enough playing with our spines here. Moving on down, so we've done neck, scapula. Oh, we haven't done our shoulders. Let's go back up for a second and we're gonna do our full shoulder rotations. So again, not just reaching up and stretching, which is fine. I'm going to try to do active motion controlled in one side. There's a couple ways that people compensate through this and you're gonna try to be strict. I'm gonna do my right hand first. If you're doing a mirror image, go ahead to your left. I'm gonna take my other hand and grab it around my ribs, which is gonna help me monitor whether or not I'm twisting or whether or not I'm kind of dipping back or doing any sorts of weird stuff to fake that I have more range of motion through my shoulder, right? So I'll show you the front side first and then I'll show you the side. I'm gonna keep my arms straight. I'm gonna do that, bringing some tension down in, squeezing everything, kind of squeezing here. See, just that little activation down here makes my body pay a little bit more attention to what's going on. Now I'm going to bring my thumb all the way up, reaching towards the sky. Notice my arm is still straight. A lot of people will get here and then not even realize it and they'll bend, right? So see if you can keep your arm straight. So we're just working glenohumeral joint here, right? Thumb is still pointing towards the back. Find your sticky spot. I'm not arching back. I'm also monitoring for that with my ribs. Turn the palm away. And I'm gonna start reaching back as far as I can without dipping, without twisting, which is probably going to be a smaller circle than your ego was prepared for. And I'm continuing to rotate until the back of my hand is kind of down by my side, right? Reversing direction, and I'll show you the side in a second. I'm gonna reach back as far as I can. Maybe the chair's a little in the way, adjust as you need to. Squeezing the whole time. Turning my palm out. This is that pause where I'm trying to make it a little more urgent. I'm not leaning forward. Turn out, come all the way up. And back to my sticking point here. And coming down. Side view. Reaching up. Pause, sticky point. Palm away. Pause. See if you can find more. Reach back without compensating. Elbow is straight. Scraping that shoulder blade. Scraping that joint, trying to clean it out. And here. Reverse directions, reach back as far as I can. Squeeze. Rotate out. Squeeze. All the way up. Maxing out my circle. And down. You may see all sorts of neat stuff with how like your ribs are affected and all that. Other side. We'll start with sideways and then go to front. Hand on the rib cage here, keeping myself honest. Coming all the way up. Sticky point, squeeze. See if you can find a little more without raising your rib cage back. Arm is straight. Turn the palm away. Start to reach back. Squeezy, squeezy. I don't have as good range on this side, so I'm really trying to make sure I scrape along that edge there. I'm continuing to rotate axially until the back of my hand is at my side. Reaching back, squeeze. Continue to turn out. So even if you exercise regularly, there is a really good chance that you're not getting full range of motion through your joints. And then one day, you're gonna try to do something and your body's gonna say, I don't allow that anymore because you haven't used it in 8 years. Seeing from the front. So that's why we're doing this, is to make yourself better at everything. Full range of motion so that you have more options. And it's all about having more options in your life. You can get really like philosophical with this stuff, but the more options you have, the better you're able to perform. And the happier you have potential to be because you can do more stuff. And reach back. So you're like, oh, why do I need that range of motion? I don't know, maybe you slip and fall. But it's not all about accidents. It's just about having a bigger portion of your brain aware of what to do. You have such a huge portion of your brain devoted to movement. You could argue that we would just be plants if we didn't move, because we would just be in one place. So that's a huge part of being alive, is the ability to move to your best. And even if your circle looks like half my size, I don't care, just do the best that you can. Go. All right, so now we're gonna do the hip stuff, which is a little bit challenging to figure out how we could do this in a chair, but you can still get plenty of range of motion here. I'll show you a couple of hacks that one of my friends had too. I'm gonna start off by creating a little bit of stability and tension. Again, always about that, by planting one foot firmly into the ground. So I'm kind of on the edge of my chair, so I have the most range of motion I can get. I'm gonna take a nice gulp of air and try to pack some of that into my belly and keep that tension. Let that flow through the rest of my body. And now, the non-planted foot, I'm just gonna bring up and try not to tip over. I'm just going to try to actively squeeze this stuff to pull that knee into my chest as much as I can. And just hold it there for a few seconds. And then I'm going to bring it down with control. Let's do that again. Practicing a little bit more hip flexion. You're probably in a pretty flexed position all day, sitting in a car, sitting in a chair, but you're probably not getting this much, which may make squats difficult. Which is a really important thing for humans to be able to do, and squeeze. Lots of reasons you can ask me about if you care. Not just for CrossFit. Let's do the other side. We'll kind of do one exercise at a time. Plant this foot, squeeze everything, pull the other knee into the chest. Again, this is different than pull your knee into your chest. This is not working any of my muscles, right? This is just me resting and chilling in that position. Hold. Down, I want to see what you can actively do. One more. And look, I'm controlling on the way down too. I'm not just letting it flop. One more time. You're already barefoot under your desk, right? Hope so. And down. Okay, let's go back to the other side. Now we're going to do a little bit of rotation here. So I'll show you two angles. I'm going to pull it in a little bit, I would like you to do maximal, but that's pretty challenging. We can start off baby steps just by pulling it off the ground a little bit. Now, I'm going to try to keep my knee in one spot and twist. So you should feel some wonky stuff over here. Pull my heel out. See how I didn't do this, which is different? I didn't turn my pelvis. So again, lift. There's a position that is comfortable for you to start out trying, and then I'm going to spin in place. So, and there's a really good chance that many of you are gonna say, what? You're gonna go, I am doing it, and you're almost gonna feel like nothing, but just do the best that you can, right? And you keep doing it, you're gonna send consistent signals to your body that you want this range of motion to open up. It's gonna get better. Let's go the other way. Okay, you might need to pull this foot in a little bit. And I'm just pivoting in place. Squeeze in, internal rotation from the hip. Your femoral acetabular relationship is very important. You want to sound like a nerd to your friends? Femoral acetabular relationship. Acetabulum is the hole in your hip where the ball from your femur goes in and squeeze out. All right. Also, you could just play around with things like lift maximally. Bring it out to the side as far as you can with your hips facing forward, from squeezing, or see how I'm like making everything squeezing, and setting down with control. Let's make this the last one. Squeeze, lift, keep it as far out as you can. You should be making ugly faces if you're doing it right. And I'm keeping it as high as I can the whole time. And here. One more time, lift, out. Keep my hips facing forward, I'm not rotating with it. Down, up, in, and in. Okay, other side. I'm gonna tuck this one away, pulling up just a little bit, internal rotation, spinning in place, squeeze. I feel lots of stuff going on. Other side, spin in place, in, out. One more time, max in, max out. I'm not sure if I should make eye contact with the camera, that'd be weird. Max in. I can't do it. Max out. All right, now we're gonna go our in and out, so pull as much as you can in. I'm planting this foot for strength and stability. I have everything else like a rock. Can you're the thing from Fantastic Four. Bring it down with control. From there, squeeze, lift. Pulling it in maximally. And down. Squeeze, lift. There's so much more stuff we could do. And again, this is not customized to you. So listen to your body. If you feel like something doesn't feel right, go see a professional. Doesn't have to be me. It's going to make sure that you have a joint that works like a joint, okay? So knees and feet, and we're almost done here. So I'm going to, for knees, simple kind of thing. If you can see from my feet to here, I could have socks on a slippery floor. I could have a paper towel or even like a paper plate underneath my feet if I have carpet underneath me. So first what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep my hands on my thigh here to make sure that my hip's not doing the motion, and I'm going to just twist from my knee down. So it's not about my ankle here, right? Ankle would be this staying still and just the ankle moves. I'm trying to get this whole thing to move. This is your tibial rotation here, right? So I'm here, I'm keeping myself still here by just kind of keeping my hands on it to monitor. It doesn't have to be squeezing, but it's at least letting me know if I start to turn and I think that I'm doing my knee, but it's not really there, right? Twisting in place, rotating the other way. Twisting one way. Having the ground contact gives you a nice closed chain. Closed kinetic chain gives you a little bit more feedback. You could also do this off the ground for an open kinetic chain. Leave that up to you. And look, I'm doing a little pause on each side. I'm just going back and forth. I'm seeing if we can find a little more and a little more. Right? With a straight leg, other thing you can do is start to mush your kneecap around. Your kneecap should feel mushy. It should be free to move. This probably feels really good actually if you've never done it before. Weird, but good. Alright, so I'm just kind of mushing my kneecap around. I have lots of skin here. I know it's strange. Elephant knees, haha, it's fine. but at least it's a good demonstration for you, okay? Mushy patella stuff. Okay, let's do the other side. So, what we're gonna do first, monitor that our thigh is not doing the work. I have my slippery something underneath my foot for a closed kinetic chain, rotating back and forth. Squeeze the end range, squeeze the end range. Again, using full joint range of motion is going to make you better at whatever you enjoy doing more than doing this. So it's going to help compensate for the fact that you're probably not doing a whole lot of stuff that humans were designed to do, because we have a wonderful, modern, convenient world. But we need to compensate for what evolution prepared us for, which is healthy joints that are dependent on movement. All right, from here, let's just do our ankles and feet. So we're almost done. I'm gonna pick my foot off the ground. I could hold it, I could just hold it here. Hopefully you're using this opportunity to have a little bit of extra muscle work. Now I want this part to stay still. So you can put your hands on your shin to make sure that it's not just this stuff. I want this to stay still now as I make the biggest circle I can. Really pull your toes back so you're trying to meet the top of your foot to your shin. Going out to the pinky side, keeping that end range. This should feel kind of like the wrist did, surprisingly annoying. Over to the big toe, all the way up, rotating out, all the way down. Let's reverse directions. Scraping that outside edge, try to touch your toes to your shin, roll to the big toe, squeeze that out, pointing maximally, rotate out, squeeze up, over, and down. While we're here, let's just play with our toes. I'm going to spread my toes out as much as I can. So I'm trying not to do this lifty thing, which I haven't gotten full control over yet. Follow me to the floor here. I can use the floor, again, that closed kinetic chain for some feedback. It also just changes the position of the muscles. Then I'm going to squeeze my toes together as if I'm doing this, right? I'm not curling under. It's a little different. I want to work the intrinsic muscles here. This is extrinsic, right? So I'm trying to squeeze together here. Spread out, squeeze in. That's cool if you want to work other stuff. This is just a couple of ideas. Finding your maximum range of motion in a couple of planes. And squeeze. All right. And big toe up. Little toes up. If you ever are trying to do something and you're like, that just isn't happening, that's fine. Just keep trying, and eventually you're going to get it. You ever seen those inspirational memes about how babies don't just like fall down 8 times when they're trying to walk and say, well, this isn't for me. You keep trying. And if you want to know why, more about why you should care about any individual part of you, like your big toe, for example, feel free to contact me. All right, or look some stuff up yourself. You should be doing research on your own anyway if you really care. Or just follow my advice. All right, other side. So we're going to do ankle first. Now I'm monitoring that this is not turning, which when we were doing the knee, I wanted that to turn. And there's more stuff we should do for the knee, but this is good enough for the desk jockey version here. All the way up, squeeze, rolling to the big toe, point maximally, crack, crack, little toe, all the way up, roll it in, all the way down, reverse directions, all the way up, over the pinky toe, point maximally, all these little pauses, until you get good enough and honest enough to really scrape those edges. Those pauses are going to be a big help, because you're probably going to shortchange yourself if you try to just do a full circle. Like, I can just do this. This is much smaller than me, really trying to find these key points. Good, and toes. Spread, squeeze. This side always wants to curl up, so I'm working on it too. Maybe we'll all have stuff to work on. Spread, squeeze in. Tell you, little kids are really good at the spreading thing. Their pinky toes are like a foot away from their big toe. Be here all night. I'll be on YouTube forever, and or Vimeo. Squeeze and spread. Now, big toe up. Little toes up. Big toe up. You can see I don't have as much range on this side. Little toes up. And one more time, big toe. And little toes. All right. And back up here. So there's lots of stuff that you could do more than this. We have our jaws. I encourage you to do like stuff like this. Diaphragmatic breathing. If you're feeling stressed at work, take a break, walk around. There's lots of studies that are shown about how if you actually take a break that involves physical activity, you'll do better at your job. So that's a thought. But at your desk, more things you can do are things like put your hands in your belly, take a big breath, and try to expand just under your belly, which means that your diaphragm is engaged, and then let it out. You can do the opposite, full exhale, letting your diaphragm ride high, and back in. And just doing 10 of those breaths, which can take 20 seconds, can really reset your nervous system back into parasympathetic mode. So that's guess all I have for today. Again, functionalaanatomyseminars.com if you need to find a practitioner near you. I'm Move Well Philly. I'm in Philadelphia. Find somebody to help you out with what's going on with your joints. If you are scanning, you're doing all the stuff, and you find that, hey, this joint didn't work like a joint, I can't move it without moving another one, you can use some help. All right? If you have any questions, feel free to contact me at movewellphilly.com. Follow me on Instagram at movewellphilly. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you soon. Or hopefully you don't need me because you're taking such good care of your body. Have a great day.